friends. My name is Kimmy Natuno, and I welcome you to this week's Contemplatio. Our scripture comes from Genesis chapter 18, the story of Abraham welcoming the Lord accompanied by 3 companions beneath the oaks of Mamre. It is a passage often associated with hospitality. Abraham sees the visitors approaching, runs to greet them, prepares a meal, and invites them to rest in the shade. As I prayed with this scripture, however, I found myself drawn to the very first words. The Lord appeared to Abraham. The Lord appeared. Abraham wasn't searching or striving. He wasn't climbing a mountain or accomplishing some great spiritual feat. He was sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. Then the Lord appeared. Those words reminded me of my own experience of prayer many years ago. When I first began practicing meditation as a form of prayer, I would often picture myself sitting beneath a large tree with Jesus, settling my mind in that space. Interestingly, the actual tree I envisioned on my farm is no longer there. It became sick and had to be cut down. Yet whenever I return to that place in prayer, the tree is still there, and so is Jesus. What I remember most is not what we talked about, it was his gaze. He appeared to me to be sitting in a place I was invited to approach. I never had to convince him to meet me or earn his attention in some way. He was always simply waiting. There was a delight in his presence, and I still remember it today. A sense that there was nowhere else he would rather be except sitting with me. Over time, I learned I could bring anything to that place. My confusion, my fears, my questions, even my shame, anger, whatever was present. My companions in this journey of encounter. Abraham never questions who these companions are in this exchange. Rather, he welcomes them as he does the Lord. And this is how Jesus encountered the companions I brought to be nourished by his presence. Or perhaps he brought them for my encounter, so that I might see purpose and the need for nourishment in their presence. Perhaps this is what hospitality truly is, exemplified in the exchange offered in prayer, in conversation with the Lord and the companions present in that particular moment, finding the openness to be present to all. Our modern voice for today writes that hospitality is the creation of a space where the stranger can become a friend, not a place where people are changed, but a place where change can take place. Prayer has become that place for me, a place where life can be lived with or without fear, a place I do not need to hide, but one where God and I can sit together and be with the companions needed for that special moment I have become aware of and responded to. As I continued praying with this passage from Genesis, it was not lost on me that Sarah is present in the gathering as well. And I found myself smiling at the bantering conversation between Sarah and the Lord. Sarah laughs when she hears the promise that she will bear a son. And perhaps recognizing Sarah's fear, the Lord first asks Abraham, why did Sarah laugh? Maybe this created some space for Sarah to speak, even in denial as she replies, I did not laugh. And then comes one of my favorite lines in all of Scripture. Oh, yes, you did laugh. I cannot help but hear tenderness here, almost a smile or a returned chuckle. There's no condemnation or disappointment, just the gentle honesty of a God who knows us completely. I have definitely laughed like Sarah. If someone had told me years ago that I would, number one, become a Christian, number two, that I would be one day accompanying others in a spiritual journey, leading retreats and teaching others in the faith, I would have greatly laughed. It would have seemed impossible that that seed within me could have consummated itself in the womb of such old, determined beliefs. Yet much of my life now consists of promises I could not imagine. Maybe that's why I love this story so much. It reminds me that prayer is not about having the right words. It is recognizing that the Lord has appeared to me, rising to that occasion to welcome whatever comes in the exchange, and being open to the birth of whatever leaves it. Prayer in this way has taught me a great deal about hospitality. It is not about being impressive or certain about what I bring to the conversation. It's about welcoming those who appear and participating in the nourishment that occurs in companionship. Companionship will always open us up to sharing questions, memories, promises, and most definitely laughter. This week, I invite you to find a place to sit. Maybe it is a chair on your porch, a favorite corner of your room, a place beneath a tree, or simply the edge of your bed before the day begins. Sit there for a few moments. Welcome the Lord and whatever companions arise within, knowing they probably were brought there to be nourished.